I call James Shaw, 5 minutes.
Mr Speaker, first of all, I'd just like to start by congratulating the Minister on her appointment. Notice that the signs are very good that she'll be an excellent Minister. I'd also like to acknowledge the work that this government and indeed the previous Labor government has done on the field of crime. I also want to acknowledge the work of the Select Committee on both of these bills. I do think that it's been well considered. I'm going to restrict my comments to the Public Safety, Public Protection Orders Act bill. As my colleague David Clendon has said in his remarks, the Greens are intending to vote to support the Extended Supervision Orders Bill and against the Public Protection Orders Bill. So I'm going to restrict my comments to the second of those. I just want to note that the bill was introduced around the time of the furore surrounding the Stuart Murray-Wilson event, and as David Clendon said, that law introduced that responds to or in conjunction with high-profile media events is really good law. The regulatory impact statement and a number of other submitters indicated that this legislation is likely to be inconsistent with the Bill of Rights Act, in particular sections 22 and 26 in respect of arbitrary detention and double jeopardy. These are also in contravention with the International Convention on Civil and Political Rights. It's clear that these people will still be effectively treated as if they are prisoners, even though they have already served their time for their offences. It's a central principle of our justice system that when you do the crime, you do the time. And when you have done the time, you are released and you are a free person. This bill proposes that when people have served their time, that they will actually then continue to keep serving their time, perhaps indefinitely. The legislation is designed to affect between 5 and 12 people. Sure, some might say, why are we so worried about a piece of legislation that affects such a small number of people? But the point of human rights is that they are universal. And so the question is, do universal human rights extend to all humans, or to all humans minus 1 or 5 or 12? The Law Society also questioned the need for the bill, pointing out that there are existing sentencing options for criminal offenders available.
Thank you.
These include, but not are exclusively confined to, the Intellectual Disability Compulsory Care and Rehabilitation Act 2003. If someone has served 10 to 15 years and at the end of that time is assessed as having a near 100% chance of recidivism, then they are surely, by definition, covered by the Intellectual Disability Compulsory Care and Rehabilitation Act 2003 and similar legislation. We also believe that the Extended Supervision Orders Bill, which, as we said, we are voting in favour of, effectively negates the need for the Public Protection Orders Bill, particularly when in conjunction with legislation such as the Compulsory Care and Rehabilitation legislation. So, in conclusion, this bill was introduced not in response to, but in conjunction with sensational media events. It is illiberal and contravenes core principles of our justice system. It is an unnecessary bill, and it deals with a tiny population, and we will therefore be voting against it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.